Okay, let's start graphing f and looking at it. Get sort of like a rough picture of it. And what does it look like? It's a downward facing parabola where the x is greater than or equal to 0. So it's going to look something like this. I'll put the points down here. This point here, the first point, the starting point, is going to be when x is 0 and the y would be 1. And this point over here is going to be the point, looks like 1 comma 0. All right, let's write this down. This is f. And f's domain is going to be 0 off to infinity. And its range, looking at it, it looks like minus infinity up to and including the number 1. All right, let's put down g now. And g of x, I don't need to put that down. Let's put its domain down first. So g, the domain of that, it's a root function, by the way. I'll put that in a second. Its domain, they give it to me, is going to be from minus infinity up to 1, touching it. Its range, we're kind of looking at, it's a root function. So it's going to go from 0, the smallest it could be, off to infinity. Well, this is kind of good news for me right now, because I'm seeing that this over this is this, and this is that. And we want that to occur, by the way. So I'm going to kind of graph it out. And to graph it out, I guess I got to go one step at a time, right? So it's starting, boy, it's going to be a tough one to graph, isn't it? I think so. And I want to point out, it looks like it's going to look like, I'll use a different color over here. Let me put my little line in my dash line on over here. And let me use a different color. And it looks like it's starting at, just looking at it, if you put 0 in there, you get 1. Whoops, sorry about that. If you put 0 in, you get 1. If you put 1 in, you get 0. And I got a picture of it now. What does it look like? Sort of like this over here. All right. Wow, that was pretty simple. Now what I want to do, they certainly do look like inverses, don't they? Let's verify it. We've already done domain range business. I point out what I mean by that. This guy's domain, that guy's range, this guy's domain is that guy's range. All right, let's just do our ultimate test over here. We'll take a look. Let's put down f of, I'm doing this over here, g of x. I want to make sure that gives me back x. If you want to play it safe, you could also do g of f of x and make sure that returns x. Let's do one at a time. Let's do this guy first. All right, so let's put this down. F of, well, what's g? G is the root of 1 minus x. What does f do to it? 1 minus that thing squared. Well, if you square that thing, you would get this. What does this give you? It gives you x. That's what we wanted to show. That's done. Let's do the g of f of x. Well, how do I do that? Well, I got to write down the f. What's the f? 1 minus x squared. What does g do to it? Well, it's the root of 1 minus that thing, so minus 1 plus x squared. All right, whoops. What do you get over there? You just get the root of x squared, which, is problematic. It's actually the absolute value of x. But looking at the domain of this thing, I'm going to say x. And we're done with that as well. Thank you.